What's up and welcome to my podcast. It's your boy Jalen Chavon. Every time I get on this mic, I can say that I just feel better. Well, I'm not actually on the mic today. This is the first time I'm recording a podcast not on the mic because you're here. I didn't want you to feel left out. I do have two mics, but the second mic, I don't just, let anybody just go. My second mic is reserved, y'all, for special guests, certain people. But anyways, hi, how are you doing today?
Absolutely fantastic.
Thanks for asking.
Oh, my name is Makai.
It's like one of the most driest. Okay, let me tell you. Loosen up. On my podcast, we actually have fun. We keep it real. We don't care about like anything. This is a safe spot over here. This is a. Why are you so close to the camera? It's not going.
Oh, I like this.
We know you're light skinned, but take a load off. Like just breathe. Have you ever done a podcast before?
No.
Have you ever listened to one before?
No, not really.
Really?
Well, The Breakfast Club.
That's an interview. That's a radio show.
So it's kind of started off, is it?
So
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's the only one I listen to.
Anyways,
in the morning, 6:00.
Welcome to J Unfiltered. On here, we talk about anything: life, mental health. We just get real, and this is a safe spot. So I think that's okay. Especially, do you see the title of my episode?
Oh, can't read that.
Are you saying I have bad handwriting?
Yeah, it's hair.
You smell like Doritos.
I just had 3 bags.
Anyways, today's episode.
Oh, 4. You gave me 2.
Anyways, today's episode is titled Unfiltered in Relationships. And I actually have good handwriting. Anyways, but I thought you would be like one of probably the best people to talk to this about because like I think your relationships and the way you maneuver like throughout life. If I just seen that, I wonder if they see that Dorito. This is like probably one of the most chaotic episodes I've ever recorded ever in my life on this podcast. But congratulations, your podcast guest 99. My next episode will be my 100th episode. Shit. Like that's crazy, I think, for me to think about. Oh, and today, y'all, is my 1 year. Like I came out a year ago today. Like, congratulations to me. Also, like, thank you. Like, because I feel like there's stigmas where straight people can't be friends with a gay person. And you hold yourself very well. You say fuck bullshit. So thank you for that too. So out today. Anyways, did you wear this outfit today because I said we were doing the podcast?
No, we're going because we were bowling.
Yeah, we're going.
I normally go out and I feel like the pop out.
I'm not wearing this. I picked him up at 11. That's the only 11:45 I was there to pick him up. But can we talk about how I'm late to everything?
Oh my god!
Because I really want to work on that.
Yeah,
like I feel like I need to work on it, but like
it's crazy because for some people I don't think they can. Like you're one of those people where you can't change. You're always gonna be like that.
I try so hard to be.
Yeah, but then it always seems like oh, did I forget something? Then you hesitate, and you're like, damn, I have to go. You feel me? I gotta go check now. Damn, 5 minutes go past. You're like, I still got time. I'm gonna be there. I'm the speed. 10 minutes go by. What the hell? I'm late still. And he's like, all right, I'm finally ready. I get to settle down in my car. Yeah. I'm like, sometimes for me, it's like Sundays.
I have it bad. Like no matter what I do, like I am like late. To everything, and I can't. I can't. It's bad, and I don't know what happened. Like something happened within this last year.
And you wonder why we got no faith.
Something happened within this last year where I just became super late, like to everything. No matter what I do, I'm late. And why are you making out with my camera right now? This is wild. But I may be late to everything, but I think you more so are screwing everything. So I think that's a great segue over until like our conversation, Makai. How does it feel to live a life where you just like walk around and fuck everything you see?
Okay. I'm straight into it. Shit.
My mother's calling me. Just gonna come. Hold on. I'm recording a podcast episode right now. Let me just call you right back. It's just like old times. Like my mother used to always call me in the middle of every podcast episode, and it's just like we're back to old times. Did it? Like I hope the camera didn't go out. Did it go out? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, because like you're like a man, and like
Not proud of it. Not proud of it.
no, but like he is, and like he accepts it. So I think like that's the best thing about it. This is life coach Jalen coming out.
It just honestly now it feels like shit. It's like damn, you met yourself a nice girl, and then you're only there for one reason. You know, it's not something you just turn off and on. It really depends on who comes in that way and show how they feel. You know, out back. You know, so it's like
Outback Steakhouse.
be for real, like you know, like some like yeah, you know, some people take love differently, and honestly, that's why I think like how people be like, oh damn, I've been through it worse, I've been through it this way worse.
Wow.
Like, I feel like everybody loves really hard, but in a different
No,
perspective.
I don't think everybody loves. I don't think that. I don't believe that's true. I don't think everybody has the capability of actually loving anybody besides themselves.
Yeah,
I think there's some people like
we got bitches that be like, oh, I love you still though, and you know, I still fuck around with the same nigga they told you not to worry about. But
wow, I didn't even realize you were throwing shade right there into afterwards. I was about to say somebody really hurt you, and then I realized that I don't do that on this show because if you're watching, I know probably, but if you are, I don't throw shade. So
it's just how I feel. You know, I feel like some people out there be like, damn, like, oh, I'm all gangster, gangster, this, gangster, gangster, that, but I can't even fucking talk because it's like, damn, I'm showing a weak spot. It's okay to show y'all weak spots sometimes. You feel me? It just depends on who y'all
let me
sending
tell
you.
you. So last year, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I haven't had somebody in here to cut off in a minute. But like last year, I think when I went through everything I went through, like I got my heart broke. Like I think that like how you were saying, people love differently. And through going through like that healing process, I learned more say that it wasn't necessarily that somebody I learned that people show love very different. So I understand where you're coming from on that. Like for one thing, like I feel like I love hard, so I always expect people to meet me up there. But what I have to understand is that I'm gonna love one way, and I can only do that, and I have to accept the way that somebody else is giving their all. Because to them, this probably is all that they can really give. Because in their mind, they're probably battling this or have this going on at home or running from this. So like, it's a lot of stuff that we as individuals, I think, go through, and we don't ever really take that into considerations. I just wanted to give a different perspective because yours was more so like on the bitch just hurting your feelings. And I'm like, sometimes people just, you know, can't measure up to that love because they just can't offer it. And I think that's also a thing where when you're talking about love, you have to be able to look at all perspectives of love. And can you, saying you love somebody is saying you can love them even when they can only love you at 20. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the important thing. Like, yeah, I think it's hard for people to admit to have that type of love, but it's a love that not many people escape. I say, but that's how I feel on that. So we were talking earlier, and because Makai knew he was coming on this show today, but we were having a conversation earlier, and I was asking you why do you go after like certain girls, and he goes after like basic. And now when I say this, because y'all know I always support women over here, so I'm not saying anybody's like basic, like they're not. He just goes after like a typical, plain, nothing out of the ordinary
salad.
Yeah,
just plain.
What you gonna get? You gonna always get the same thing: the Parmesan cheese, the croutons, like romaine, always the same.
It's just I don't know. For me, I don't know how it is for guys, but I know like most like me, they think about themselves. So it's like, damn, like, oh, this is bad girl walking. But I would like this. Damn, I can't pull that.
I know me and everybody out there is about to just start laughing because I don't. Why though? Okay, how do you feel that way?
Not everybody have that confidence that not saying that you have.
Well, I have
Yeah. Not everybody has that same confidence level. You feel me? Like they've been like some people they grown up where they got their mom and their pops arguing every single night. It's like they got never had somebody to comfort them. So now they're like, damn, I ain't got nobody to comfort me. I don't know how am I supposed to show this because I'm not getting preached this way or nobody showing me this. So you basically have to do that shit on your own. And it's not good sometimes because you trying to figure out, but in the process of you figuring out how to do it right, you're always hurting somebody. No matter if you were just friends with them or you were dating them. And the path that you're going in, you're going to hurt somebody because you're learning. You feel me? So I feel like some people just have it where like it's hard for them to express or it's hard for them to be, a certain way because and they path all they led was destruction because they trying to find out how to love right. But
Because God be showing a thinker too. Because it's like Makai, you're saying like everything you're saying, like I don't know, it's always weird when I say X because it's not like an X, but the person I fell head over heels and everything. And this lately, these past two episodes, y'all been getting all my business. And I don't appreciate that on this podcast, but we just gonna roll with it. It's shit unfiltered for a reason. But like you're describing that to a T almost. Like, and it's like what I realized after, and that's why I say like that's why I do feel because but I wouldn't say like it's a confidence blocker because like obviously you look in the mirror every day. So like I think you see your looks, but I don't understand why for you or for some people that doesn't like translate like I have the looks, but like I don't have the you know what it reminds me of Let It Shine. Like you remember, like like when he said that, like at the end of it, like, oh, this person had the swag, but like I have the looks, and that's why I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't. I feel like if you have looks, you automatically have some sort of.
Yeah, but you also have the people that never had the mom there, and the dad was always an alcoholic, never show love. So it's like you go out and you meet this friend, and it's like, oh, you're really ugly. And that's like the person that's like, that's like
Friend,
it can be your friends that let's say you just know this person, y'all getting to know each other 3 years down the line, you guys are besties, and you're the only. You have to think like, damn, she was here since the beginning. You feel me? So then she goes, let's say she ever been like, damn, like I'm thinking about it, you really ugly, ha ha. That's how these females be nowadays. So then you really sit there and you have to think about it. It's like, damn, like she seems this way. Probably every other fucking female that I think looks, beautiful. So think about me that way too. And it's like, so now we have to think about it. Like, is it worth going up there and embarrassing ourselves, or like, should we just go down and know that we can get a basic white, so we just go after a basic white? And that's something that only I feel like only black guys have.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not saying there's nothing wrong with them. White boys they have that fucking confidence, that booster out of fucking nowhere. And it's like we is just like no,
and some of them,
different.
and some of them want to say that they have a black one on their arm. So it's like, not saying that's everybody with every case, but I'm just saying that's some people. But I also feel like with most of y'all just don't want to put the fight in for the real love. Like, let me tell you, I fought with blood, sweat, and tears. And looking back, they say when you heal, you tell the story differently. And that's true because looking back now, I don't regret any of it. I loved, and I loved with everything in my heart, and I got to have this crazy adventure of a roller coaster. But like, also, I'm appreciative of it. Like, it took me like on this journey to love myself, to be able to sit here. Honestly, I am able to do my friendship with you 10 times better because of that. Because it's remember when I told you like when we were at work, right? And you thought like I was like mad. And like that's like a trigger for me like now. And it's really crazy because like I don't ever want anybody or like it seemed like that impact that it had on a person. I don't ever want anybody to think like I'm mad at them or like I just like even if I am mad, like I'd rather like voice it and like say like this is the reason why, or like just like honestly let it go if it's not that big of a deal.
It's crazy because that was the problem I always had. But this girl, I mean, in the beginning, though, when we first started in the beginning, it's not that I cheated. I never cheated on her. You feel me? I just feel like, I was talking to somebody else because, it's like she gave me the love, but I still wanted more attention because I felt like I wasn't satisfied. No, I never had a mom there. Dad was always drinking alcohol.
Okay.
You feel me? So it's like, I want more attention.
But I feel like on that spectrum.
It's bad, yeah. So, I learned from it. I learned from it. She still gave me the love consistently what I needed, So we had, and a little spike going in and out, whatever. But it's like, this song, like I still look back to this day and like I would do different things differently for her because I still have love for that girl. Even though she's still with that other guy and I know she's happy, I still look back like, damn, I'm still gonna. You text me, I'm picking up in a heartbeat. You call me, need me to race over there, nigga. I'm fine. I will still arrive to come over there. You feel me? Like
I think there's something so beautiful about that type of love because that's unconditional. And to get to that point of unconditional, you have to also forgive everything that has happened. And you also have to live. And I think that's what we're at that point now. And especially when we talk, and like, that's why I would say it to what I said to you in the car, because it's like, why put other people through trauma or like cause more when it's like not necessary? And I think that's the thing. Is like if we don't learn from your mistakes, if you don't learn from past relationships and stuff that you went through, you'll never be better as a human. And honestly, when it comes down to it, life is a journey of self. It's about you being able to sleep with yourself at the end of the night and being comfortable and not having any like demons with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest thing. But I do have some questions. Okay. Ooh, before I even get this, do you think love is enough? Like, do you think love is enough?
like enough that I need in life.
Like, love is enough to make a relationship work?
No,
You don't.
no.
What do you think is
I feel like it's not just about the love there. It's actually love is actually all about you. Because if you really think about it this way, if love is not all about you, right? It's like, all right, what happens when you lose yourself in a relationship?
been there, done that?
You feel me? You lose yourself and now the relationship's not there. Why? Because you're not yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main objective.
Mm-hmm.
No, so no, I don't. I feel like what's enough is honestly, I could say mental health. Your mental health is enough. Because without your mental health, I promise you, you can't get through a thing in life.
You can't. It's the truth. I always preach that you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree with that.
I found myself, and I don't ever mean like falling in love. Like, I don't regret falling. That's what I want to say. But I found myself loving somebody 10 times more than I could have ever loved. I found myself living for that other person. And I never would have imagined in 1,000 years. Now, I'm not saying, I don't want people to get that misconstrued. It was never like, oh, I'm going to kill myself if I can't. It wasn't that, but it was, because some people go through that. But mine was more so, we'll get to that. But mine was more so like, dang, like it was because I love so much that I was actually able to, come back to myself and say, this is what I need to work on, or this is where I get triggered at, or this is where this person may rub me this way, or this person may rub me that way. I learned that through everything, even down to friendships nowadays, where I don't talk to certain people because of certain things, is because we see it, like when like I don't talk to certain people like over certain things, or I don't have the energy to argue over certain things. It's like I don't think I'm better than anybody in this world, but I do think I'm better than the system that this world keeps us trapped in. And I think enough is enough, and I'm tired of that. And so I think that's when I seen that there's a fly. I finally decided to like stand up for myself and like live my life truly as me. And everything since then has honestly been better. But back to your answer on is love enough? I don't, for me, I think mental health is 100% how I would look at that too. because now that my mental health is intact, I can do anything. Like I feel better. I feel stronger. I know that no matter what, I'm gonna be okay. And whatever's meant for me is meant for me. And I learned to stop expecting. Like I don't have an expectation on what love's gonna look like. I don't have it because I've learned truly that you can fight love, you can try to run from it, but love always wins it. So
It always does. Yeah, different ways.
different ways. So I just don't expect it no more. I just let whatever happens happens.
That's why they always say, do not chase love. Love will always find you. Like you actually gotta consider it. Like when people be like, "Oh, I don't chase no females. I don't chase no bitches." Just like damn, like honestly, you're just making love run away from you. Love is running from you because you're the way you're chasing it.
And it's like also like that mentality, like manifestation is real too. Like I've manifested every point of my life up until this point. Like I've manifested my whole healing journey, right? Define self love. Like I literally said a year ago, when I look back on the year that my first year out, like I want to look back and be like, damn, like who was that person? Like I want to be a completely different person. And recording this podcast right now on the 1 year anniversary, it's like I feel like I can feel the change. I feel like people when they watch it, they're gonna be able to see the change. Especially like I'm talking about a relationship I never experienced. Like I never want to talk about this ever on like this podcast. Even though I kept telling them one day I was gonna talk, I just never wanted to ever get to that point in life. And like y'all still don't know who the person is, so I feel like it doesn't matter. But it's just like for me,
it opens up something.
yeah.
You know, I understand. It's like it's giving a big part of us just away, a lift. You know, but that's something that not that we need, but we would like there. You know, because to make us feel secure. Yeah.
I think it takes a lot for me to get vulnerable. It takes a lot for me to get to that point to like want to like open and share. And especially with my love and especially with that, like I don't that situationship because it was like all I really knew after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly did love with every bit of me. And I don't have any regrets from it. And I think it taught me, it made me grow. And I said the love from that and the love of that person being able to just, choose themselves. I was like, dang, like wow, like that actually like makes like it was the fact that like in the end they actually put my mental health first.
Yeah.
And they seen that I wasn't gonna choose that, and they made that the only choice for me. Yeah. But I think before we get into these questions, before we go a little lighter, relationships causes us to do crazy things sometimes. Crazy, crazy things.
They do.
I'll say like some stuff, but you're the guest here. Would you like to start with anything? Anything?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they do cause us to do crazy things.
And I want to say this podcast. Did you read my post that I put on yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like everybody should be celebrated, and everybody should learn from somebody's mistakes. And I said I wanted my show and every podcast episode that I put out from here on out. I want my career as a content creator to be dedicated to just bringing smiles back on people's face and for people to learn from what I went through. And I feel like we're missing that right now. We don't have anything real really out there in social media right now. And as this rebrand, because you guys know, y'all know, that's loyal. This is a complete rebrand of my podcast these last couple of episodes, and definitely with a new setup and everything. But this is very safe, and you should feel very safe. But continue.
Shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, it does make us feel crazy. I'm not proud of it, whatever. But for some, it's like, all right, we put our trust into somebody, they broke it. So damn, where's my comfort at? So now we go in to find somebody else that gives us comfort, and it's like they give it up so easily. We didn't have enough, so we going trying to find the next, and next, and next. So it's like soon it gets to a point where now we're just sleeping for pleasure. So I'm just like, it went from trying to actually feel something to damn, now it's pleasure, but I still want to feel that something. So I'm always going to run after that person. You know, so now I'm running through these, these different girls. Yes, I'll admit, yeah, I slept with girls for different reasons, but I did that to find the same goal that I started with. I want to find out somebody I could give my pleasure and everything to, where I could say I'm safe. I'm trying to find a safe home. So when it comes to that, I say love definitely does make you do crazy things.
I love that you like look at love through like loving a person as like home, like almost like because like that's how like genuinely like I say it all the time. I knew I was in love because I it was like home to me. It was home, and that's it's scary almost like kind of like a place, but a person is like home.
How, because all right, I heard one day these old people, right? They have wisdom, whatever. These old people, I heard him, and he was like, "You want to know something about love?" He said just like this: "Love is like this. You buy a new house, move everything in, 2 weeks, right? That's all it takes you, and you know your way back home. Why? Because you feel safe. You feel safe there. So now you know your way back every single time. You can fall in love with a girl in 2 weeks. That's all it takes is 2 weeks to fall in love with a girl. And it's like, right now, if you know where she stays at, where you can get there in the back of your head, it's like, boom. That's your safe house now. Why? Because it's the same way. You can find your home. If you can find your home back in 2 weeks, that's because you're safe. I felt safe with her. You feel me? It's like that person, somebody can feel safe with somebody in only 2 weeks. That's all it takes is 2 weeks to fall in love with somebody. And it only takes 2 weeks to
Somebody
remember
should have
what
told me this years ago. But I will say that I definitely like the falling in love part to me was very shocking, like very surprising. I would say more so for the whole fact, like falling in love emotionally is 10 times worse
than
than
physically.
physically.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Because you're letting everything on them. So it's like as soon as that gets taken from you, it's like, damn, what do I have?
It's like literally my whole brain being outside of my body. Like coming back to myself, I was like, I don't even know who I am. I don't know like what I like to do. Like it was a culture shock almost. And like I would say 100% like it made me it made me really sit down and have to figure out life all over again. I had to figure out what I like to do. I had to figure out the things I like to eat, the music. I couldn't listen to Rod for like 4 months. I could not like listen to Rod for like it was bad. It was bad. But like every day I cried. What?
The only person I ever else I listened to before Rod was myself. I just shut everything off and just come in my room and just hear my brain talk and give a million one different perspective and things.
Cool.
So it's like at this point you're not feeding but you're feeding off of yourself, off of what you know is gonna happen, but you're trying to do it in different ways. So you're trying every way different. Or to feel away. But for Rod, it's like Rod, he just brings his
Rod was good to listen to after I hear.
Yeah,
I could not listen to Rod in the process.
Yeah, because I would cry.
I couldn't listen. I couldn't like it was. I couldn't even make it.
Everything was so real.
I feel like it would be like boom, and I'm like like the beat, and I'm like oh, or he could just and I'm like already in tears. It was bad, and I'm like I know it was bad when I went to Rod concert and like I cried because like. And I always tell people this Rod live is 10 times like you feel it. Like it's like being in that man's soul when you see him live. But hearing his music while I was going through it, oh no, yeah, that was a wrap. It was I could not. But surprisingly, who did get me through my heartbreak was Susie. Like, and that's
Mine's was A Boogie.
It was Susie and the Baby.
Mine's was A Boogie.
And it was just Lil Baby because of his cockiness. Like his cockiness was everything. Like
Mine was a boogie because I felt I was at a point where I was like, damn, fuck bitches. I don't need them. Fuck them. Get my money up.
let's get to these questions. Okay. Question number one. Do you have a person that got away from you? Well, we can just skip that, okay? Skip that question. Is there any we'll skip. Is there anyone you would spend the block for?
Yeah. My first love.
That's cute. Mine
She
too.
will always have it.
Yeah.
She, I told Dylan the other day, like, I don't even remember something. Like, still think, I could think about her right now and still have them same tears from when we broke up. You feel me? Because she was
It's
different.
real.
She the one who actually told me how to treat women. She brought me out all these places. Her parents cared for me more than my parents did for me. I was there through her process from when she looked like a fucking man to now she looks like a beautiful goddess. It's like, you know, it's like we helped. No. It just, before she looked, very ugly, but I didn't want her for her ugliness. I wanted her. So I said it wrong. I didn't want her for her prettiness. You feel me? I wanted her because we clicked. We had a great time together and shit.
Oh, don't worry.
So it's like,
Oh, the whole show away.
I'm just like, damn, like that girl I love with every part of my body.
Show away. Okay.
So
Can you
yeah,
take somebody back after cheating?
it's a hard topic.
I honestly, I used to say no, right? I used to say no all the time, and I still have never taken somebody back after cheating. I don't think I've ever been cheated on either. Like,
Fuck, sucks.
yeah,
It sucks. All right.
but I've been basically left at the altar.
Yeah.
So
I say yes.
I just feel like
Believe.
I can't see it until I'm in that situation because after I know what I know now through
Yeah.
life, I just don't feel like I would know until I'm in my own situation.
I say yes. I feel like everybody deserves second or third chance. But I feel like, it's only to a certain extent. Cheating. It's like, damn, yeah, you slept with her, or yes, you slept with him. I understand. Maybe something happened. No, and I wasn't there. So yeah, you can. It's not saying yeah, it's not saying yeah, you can have some, but it's like, damn, I wasn't there, so I can't be mad at nobody. But it's like the same thing for you because what if one day you're drinking and like it's like damn like y'all arguing. Look, listen. It's like you fucked up and you fucked up, so now you out and it's like damn like what the fuck do? I don't have nobody because we mad.
So you go and
Like,
cheat?
I'm not saying that's the first instinct, but sometimes
Yes.
no, listen, bro, listen, because it's like once you feel like that, anything is possible. So now somebody is coming and they are cheering you up, making you feel better, all in this one moment. It's like everything that you wanted, and it's like boom. It's like it don't just happen, but obviously, there's steps for it to happen. So, but it's like I feel like they don't mean it. It's because they were vulnerable at the wrong point. At the wrong point in time, and that happened. Because think about it this way: that happens when only someone vulnerable. When you're actually happy and really love the person you're with or whatever, somebody comes to you, you're gonna be like, you're gonna brush it off as soon as he even looks at you.
If you're not happy, leave the relationship. Moving on. What is the most important lesson that you learned from a relationship?
It's gonna sound a little harsh or whatever, but it's like honestly, what I learned is don't believe everything that you want to believe. Don't believe don't believe anything that you want to hear. That's what it's me. Don't believe anything you want to hear. Because it could, I had somebody who was like, oh, you feel me? Like you could tell me, you could tell me what happened or whatever, and you open up something. It's like then as soon as you open up something, boom, they turn and they just throw it right back at you. And it's like, but at that moment she was like, you're safe. You're safe now. You come home. And it's like, after I told you, it's like you couldn't take it. You just flipped it and just threw it at me. Like, what is the point of throwing it at me?
You know, I learned don't go looking for stuff because you're gonna find it. Well, mine was kind of like honestly, it wasn't in a relationship, like because it was a situation, whatever. But it was just like I'm very sneaky, and I tell Makai this all the time. Like it's not even sneaky, but like there's just nothing I don't know, and like I can also see out the corner of my eyes. But like I like asked, like we used to have a conversation. I was like, "Are you texting like your ex in communication with your ex?" And lo and behold, yeah, like I seen from my own eyes. But all that to say, like I really didn't have trust in myself to not have trust in like the situation, and it wasn't like I didn't trust him. Like I didn't trust him because he had been before, like a couple years before. But it was also like I didn't trust the situation. I didn't trust not like what we could have been, but like how we got started. And that brings into my next question: do you believe in right person, wrong time? And for
Yeah.
me, I 100% do because
For
I
sure.
feel like we would have never made it if we would have gotten together and like really put our all. At that point, I would have never been able to last. I don't think it would have ever last. I don't even think it would have had the strength to go against the public, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
so
Actually, yeah.
What does your end game in a relationship look like? Like when you finally find the one, like what do you think that would look like?
You want to be honest? I feel like it's gonna end up in something that I did not even expect. It's gonna be in an odd way. You feel me? Because I feel like love is not something that you want to see, but something you will completely not want to see at all. You feel me? It could be with somebody you like never thought in a million years you could be with, and boom, now you're with them. You have a whole family and everything is perfect. So I feel like it's something that's least expected.
I think a year ago, if I would have been asked this question, I would have had my whole life planned out, and I would have been able to say, "This is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be." I will say, I want to live on a farm in somewhere, anywhere. Now, I don't want you to think I'm talking like the white people giddy up. Like, I want to live somewhere in like Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, like somewhere where I can have land but have a modern house like on a big land where I still live my life as a content creator. But like, you know how Hannah was able to go to her farm and just chill out, ride her horses,
Yeah.
and like just mind her business. Like that's what I want to do, but also like still live my life and just enjoy it. And so I think that's like the foundation. But as of like the person, I stopped expecting anything a long time ago. Like because honestly,
Like the more you expect it, the more it's not going to happen.
right. And if I would have never expected to fall in love with who I felt like my first, I would have never expected that. So I've truly learned to expect the unexpected and enjoy the journey, enjoy life. And whatever life brings me, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Well, guy, did you have fun on this podcast?
This podcast is fun. Like I feel like the more I'm on, the more I feel like it get really entertaining at some point.
You know, I told you this is like a whole therapy lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, whole therapy session. Afterwards, you'd be like, oh, caca. Anyways, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on my YouTube channel.
No problem. Anytime, any day.
Guys, I love you guys so much, as you guys know. I tell you guys this all the time. But this is the last outro I will be doing before my 100th episode. Like next time I do a podcast, I'll be introing it. It'll be my 100th episode. So I just want to take a moment.
Go try to do something big.
I don't know how I'm going to react to that. Like, that's crazy. Like, 3 years. Like, April 17th makes 3 years. Like, let's start there. But, like, to be reaching 100 episodes, I'm so thankful for that. And also, I want to take a moment to thank somebody else, Chris. I want to thank Chris because I don't think I would have been able to get through those first 2 seasons without the help that he contributed to this podcast in every way, shape, and form. Every way that he pushed me, even when I didn't want to record, the battles that we had on this podcast. I did. That's why I actually didn't pull out the mics today because I want to get a whole new set of mics and I want to retire those for him because honestly, that was an error and I don't think I'll ever have another co-host as good as him. It was just fun. Our chemistry was off the charts and we just knew how to have fun every time the camera came on. So before the 100th episode, because I didn't want to take that time, I worked hard. I deserved that 100th episode for me. But I do want to thank him so much because he did like 90 something episodes. So congratulations to him too for his legacy and his hard work that he did on this podcast. But I love you guys so much. And till next time, I'm Jalen Taiwan. I'm out. Bye.